What is going on, everybody? My name is Jay. I'm here with Mike, and this is Unplayable. You guys are tuning back in because you know this is Showcase Series Round 2. Today, we've got Dhaus from Unplayable, our home team. We're not playing at home, though. We're playing away, unfortunately. Not that it really makes sense because it's on Tabletop Simulator. But we're playing against Tower Number 9 from Tower Number 9, aka Davis. Now, let's hear what they got to say about this mirror match.
All right, we are into round 2. I've made it past round 1. I'm into round 2, and I get to play Davis from Tower Number 9, and the dude is beast mode. This guy is so talented, and I'm very nervous about this game, but I have heard that he's also on Green Sabine, old Green Bean. I'm running Green Bean. So you know what you do when you have too many green beans? You make some green bean casserole. Get some little fried onions and then just you get a little topping on top. You dig it in. My wife makes it for Thanksgiving every year, and just enjoy some green bean casserole. So hopefully this match is as good as green bean casserole. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, coach.
Already starting with the food analogies.
Trash. All right, that's all I needed to see. I don't even need to watch this match anymore.
Let's move on to the next one.
What's going on, guys? Tower Number 9 here, about to go into my second match, which is going to be a Green Sabine mirror. My plan to go with an aggro deck to fight control seems to be a little questionable given the large amount of people playing aggro this time, but you know, we're going to see how we do in the mirror. Let's get to it.
It is very interesting that I think a lot of people thought they were going to be seeing control, and so they all had the same idea and brought Green Bean.
If everybody thinks they're going to face control and everybody brings aggro, this is how you end up with a top 4 mirror match.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And you know, obviously Green Bean is flavor of the month as well, so that probably had an impact. Plus, it's really easy to get those cards. I know a lot of people have mentioned, you know, like if we end up having to go to webcam before the end, it's a lot easier to get the cards in Green Bean. I mean, I've even seen deck techs online people talking about budget, like solid budget decks for Star Wars Unlimited, and Green Bean is probably the one up there.
Great one, absolutely.
Exactly. And then number 2, I don't like Dhaus winning. I don't want him to do well, but I also can't go against, or I can't pair with the same person that has better hair, longer, darker, more luscious hair than me. So it's hard for me to pull for Tower Number 9, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
That's right. All right, well, let's see how they each do in game number 1 here.
All right, we got the roll off started. 11. Who rolled that? Who's blue?
Blue is David.
Oh, wow. So he gets to pick to go first. All right. So in the Green Bean matchup, getting to go first is important, especially in the first round, because if you end up losing the second round, then the third round, you get to go first again. So if David ain't trash, he's going to win this game and he's going to win the third game.
And we've got their opening hands here. David's going ground for sure.
He's putting a wedge away, so he's already given up on his dreams.
He's given up on his dreams. Come on, David. Yeah, how are you gonna come into this tournament with
talking all this
game
trash
plan in mind, and you just throw it all away?
Throw it all away. I can't with him, coach. So Battlefield Marine coming down, and then obviously it looks like Davis is going very heavy into space because he kept the X-Wing, he kept the Wing Leader, which is what he's probably going to play this turn. Yep. What did he just put back right there?
He resourced a Heroic Sacrifice.
Heroic Sacrifice, okay.
Yeah.
Now, David has the option of resourcing Sabine, Red 3.
I'm kind of surprised that he resourced Sabine there. I would rather resource Red 3, I think. You're probably going to play...
Also, you're probably playing one of the other 3 costs in your hand.
Yeah. I'm also surprised he didn't Wing Leader there, because Wing Leader is a lot of long-term value.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, 2 damage now and 2 damage next turn. Your opponent doesn't have a very easy way to deal with it.
Yep. He is going to take the initiative there. He did opt to do the Sabine trigger. He had the time, so he figured, I'm the aggressor at the moment. That might change very quickly.
We've seen that can happen. It can change on a dime in this matchup.
He does have the Rebel Assault, so you could go like he's going to be at 4. He has the 2 units to be able to play.
He's just resourcing another Sabine here. If he resourced one last turn, he's resourcing it this turn, right? So.
For sure. So he's going to go first. Does he lead off with that Rebel Assault, maintain priority, get to go first again next turn? Is he going to play a unit first?
Ooh, interesting. I might have
Okay.
gone with Rebel Assault because then you could also play Fleet Lieutenant on the Sabine leader.
Yeah. I guess maybe he's gonna flip Sabine and then play the wing
And
leader,
then-
or
and then play
not
the
the
Rebel
wing
Assault.
leader, the Rebel Assault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's possible.
I mean, I would have done Rebel Assault, flip Sabine, and then played the wing leader, but
Yeah, now this K2 trade is
very good for
punishing.
Yeah, very good for Davis here. That's unfortunate, but Sabine's gonna come out on both sides. We're gonna see who ends up with the most damage on base this turn, because I think it's just a race at this point.
Totally.
Swinging in for
4 damage.
4 damage. David thinking, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna
He's
take out
going
K2?
face.
Am I going face? He's going face. He gets to go first. He still has a healthier life total, so I think David is still the aggressor at this point. Plus, he has the Rebel Assault for next turn.
Well, now he's not ahead on life.
No, he's not.
But he is technically an action ahead. But we see Metal Ceremony in Tower number 9's hand. We've seen that card
Do
just
work.
stomp people in this series.
Absolutely. Plus, Gorilla Attack Pod is there. They're gonna definitely be at 15. I mean, David already is at 15 here. So next turn it comes in ready. He does not have ECL to do the big play, but
Yeah.
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, at that point in the game, like next turn, David's not going to have more than like 4 health left.
No.
Anyway. And vice versa, I'm sure.
He's probably resourcing the wing leader, or not the wing leader, the red 3
3.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, red 3
I-
or Battlefield Marine maybe. I think, do you just start off with Bright Hope?
I mean,
Like,
it's not
that
bad.
saves you so much life.
Yeah, unless Davis has something like a Fleet Lieutenant to trade up into the Bright Hope, then yeah, Bright Hope saves you a lot of damage on that side of the board.
So we'll see if he does that or if he
He still
if he does
has
something else.
ECL online, so if you want to take out K2 before he gets to swing in, that's also valid.
All right, so
He's
we're going with
opting
the
just
Rebel
to go
Assault
face.
first.
That's 8 damage, right?
That is.
Takes
And,
him down to 3. So
pretty close there.
Oh, he traded into Sabine.
Wait, what happened there?
Oh, looks like he's scooping. Looks like
Davis is scooping there?
yep. I don't think he
Okay.
had a way to deal with Sabine, so he was like, "Yep, let's go to the next game."
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. We're going to game 2.
Going to game 2. So let's take a look at the sideboards. David is removing a Ewing reinforcements and throwing in an Akbar. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think you definitely want to take out that Ewing reinforcement because you're never
Never getting there. Never getting there.
David's sideboard is pretty teched against control and mid-range, it looks like, so he doesn't have that much other cards to add into this matchup, unfortunately, for him.
I think Akbar is fair. I mean, it at least has a win play that deals damage to remove
Yeah.
something before the other Sabine gets to attack. I mean, it's also a rebel for Fleet Lieutenant or something, so it's not terrible. It's better than the Ewing reinforcements.
Definitely in this matchup.
And then if we look at tower number 9, he is removing a Gorilla Attack Pod and a Spec Force Soldier and throwing in 2 Consortium Star Vipers. I think that's solid.
Yeah, I mean, that card is so good into decks with A-Wing and, other 1-3 or 2-3 ships. Paired with ECL, it just can take over a game right there. It's
The
just so
only
good.
thing I would be concerned about is Spec Force would be good into Bright Hope if your opponent plays a Bright Hope.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I think it's a solid swap, especially knowing you're going first in the next round. So Consortium is just a little more aggressive. But
For sure.
yeah, there you have it.
Let's see
Let's
how
go
it
to,
works out for him.
Game 2.
All right, moving on to game 2 here.
All right, let's check
That's a
out
nice
what they
looking hand
resource.
for tower number 9 here.
Yes, it is.
And David's shipping it back.
Not a nice looking hand for David. Boom. Let's see what we got. 2 A-Wings. That's
2
better.
A-Wings, not bad. I think you
Gorilla
resource
Attack Pod.
Akbar and Attack
Yeah.
Pod probably.
Mhm.
I guess you could resource Rebel Assault too if you wanted to make sure.
I
you
would
had
probably
you had
keep
a 3
Rebel
cost.
Assault over the For a Cause, personally. I think Akbar and Gorilla Attack Pod are the
Yeah, I think it
choices
seems fine.
there.
Okay.
And he gets to see that Tower's going ground and David's gonna go space. Not that he had an option.
Yeah, I did
but
not have a choice there, and does the
And-
ping damage.
He is doing the ping. Going second, usually we don't see the Sabines doing the ping damage, but he's opting to do that. So we'll see if that shapes up for him or not. He does draw into 2 Bright Hopes. He's going to resource one of those. Tower has no units in space, so Bright Hope isn't bringing him like any real good value.
Yep.
Now Tower just has to decide what he's resourcing. You're keeping K2. He's getting rid of the A-Wing.
I think
David,
that's fair.
Yeah, you're probably gonna lane dodge here a little bit.
This is such a nasty play right here.
Brutal for David. Very brutal to lose that A-Wing.
Getting your A-Wing wrecked by a 3/3 ship basically is just feels so bad. You only deal 1 damage back to it. Oh, and he does it right back.
Well, the threat is that if David has Wing Leader in hand, then that A-Wing is bringing some pain.
Yeah.
So going ahead and getting rid of it before your opponent gets to do that is a very solid choice.
100%. Yeah. Great play for sure.
David does saves at least 1 damage by doing the ECL back, and now neither of them have ECL online. I don't know if that was the play or not, but
yeah, I guess. I mean, if David just plays the A-Wing and doesn't ECL it, then Tower number 9 can attack into the A-Wing immediately next turn. The Red 3 does go away, but then, I don't know, as the Sabine player on David's side, you're feeling a little weird with literally nothing in play.
Pretty sad. You probably immediately ECL K2 into the Battlefield Marine, though, right?
Right.
So you're still probably
that
fine.
may be potentially, more favorable. It's super interesting.
We did see the Bright Hope resource. Makes sense. Tower has nothing in space at the moment. And then we're seeing the K2.
K2, interesting. Is he going to play both Battlefield Marine and A-Wing this turn, maybe?
I mean,
try and go wide.
That is a lot of threats on the board. David is down in health at the moment. Let's see what he plays. Is he going to play the K2?
We're just flipping Sabine right now.
Go ahead and flip Sabine. Here comes another Battlefield Marine. Yep, I think he's just going to go wide here. Now, David probably just going to go face because he can't take out either one of those. In the A-Wing. That's wide. Now David is well, I guess no, he's fine because Sabine starts to come out on Davis's side.
Right.
So he goes ahead and plays the K2. Now Davis is probably going to flip Sabine.
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead and
Sabine and attack with Sabine, and I imagine we'll see Metal Ceremony played this turn as well.
Yeah, Metal Ceremony is nuts right here. I guess he's only getting 2.
I mean, that's still so good.
Yeah. He has so many threats on the board. He's going to overwhelm pretty fast. He gets the Steadfast Battalion, which gives +2/+2 to something because he does have Sabine out. And so does David. David also gets that option. David also has a Sentinel in hand, which might be pretty clutch for that ground arena.
Yeah, potentially. I think David's trying to decide if he's ever playing that card. I think without ECL, it's a little bit less enticing. Worse.
But he can give that +2/+2 to anything.
Right.
So it could be the A-Wing.
He won't get it until next turn. The +2/+2.
Fair.
And he may be dead before next turn.
Yeah. So you could lead off with the Rebel Assault, deal 5 plus another 4, deal 9. That doesn't get you that close.
Yeah, I go to 18. Well, you have 4 cause in hand as well. So how much damage could he realistically do here? If 4 causes 4, then that goes up to 13. Okay, we are seeing it here. I would be tempted to attack with Sabine and the A-Wing so that your opponent has to trade into your K2.
Yep.
And you still get your damage out. Interesting that he's trading.
Not going face. He's trying to do some board control.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. If he puts that all face, like...
He probably wins the race, right?
Well, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would have dealt 8 there. Plus another 4 is 12. Plus another 3 at least is 15.
K2 also dies right here, right?
So I guess K2 dies here, dealing the 3 damage. So yeah, I guess he thinks he can just control the board here
but now A-Wing has a good trade.
Yeah. Interesting. If he had gone face there, he would the total of his attacks and everything, I think would have added up to 15, which would have put Tower number 9 to 24 instead of 25, which would have been a little bit rough.
Ugh.
We got
Brutal.
this-
I mean,
the
the
Sentinel here.
Sentinel's at least keeping them alive here.
Yeah. It's
Still,
it's
though, that A-wing trade is not where you want to be.
Losing all your units that way feels real bad.
Yeah, especially.
This big steadfast battalion is going to cause problems.
Yep. No, he does not have a great draw here because Metal Ceremony is not doing much for him. I mean,
not really live
2
there.
Battlefield Marines is fine, but you're not close to winning because with 4 cause. So
Yeah, this ain't looking good for David over here.
no, I think that was that last turn was really pivotal. We saw a Battlefield Marine get resource there. I'm really surprised by that. I'm glad it's David and we get to roast him and not feel bad about it. So he's trading Sabines.
I mean, he's definitely playing control at this point, which feels real bad.
And he's
I think
this is ugly.
he should have held on to that Battlefield Marine.
I do not know why he held onto the Metal Ceremony.
I don't think he needed to resource anything.
He probably didn't. Trash.
I think you just play 2 Battlefield Marines and then hope that you draw into Rebel Assault.
Another Rebel Assault, yeah.
Yeah.
That's 5 damage right there.
Yeah. Looks like Davis has 4 cause in hand though, so I think the writing's on the wall here.
You can wake me up when this game's over.
We love you, David.
But we don't love Unplayable being tarnished. So he's playing out the Battlefield Marine. Here comes the +1 damage. Rough.
Yep. And that 4 cause is almost guaranteed lethal here.
Yep.
He's already drawn 1 Battlefield Marine. Oh, he got a Star Viper on top. Oof. Okay.
Still 3 though.
Yep. He needed to do that
GG.
Rebel Assault. He needed the extra 1 damage from Rebel Assault to finish that off right there.
Yep.
That's pretty wild.
I don't think he was threatened though. I don't think there's nothing David could have drawn right there that would have closed the game off for 10 damage.
Yeah, I don't think so. In fact,
I really
I
do
know
think
so.
if David went face on that turn with the Rebel Assault, he probably wins that.
Yeah. He at least, I mean, it turns it into a much different game.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was too busy commentating to try and calculate how much damage Davis had on his side. He could have had enough to kill him back, but everybody who's now watching knows math is not my strong suit. So David is not sideboarding anything in between game 2 and 3, but Tower number 9 is bringing in 2 Bright Hopes and taking out a 2 Heroic Sacrifice here. So worth noting.
Seems good. I mean, Heroic Sacrifice is really clutch, but Bright
I
Hope
love the
is
card.
also
Bright Hope
really
is
good.
so good in this matchup, though.
Yeah, it is.
I would be tempted to take something else out, but I'm sure that Davis has a reason for taking that out instead. I think potentially in this matchup, you're not really trying to go for the reach. You're sort of just trying to get ahead on board.
Yeah, fair. I think that's probably a fair assessment. Like, unless you hit it with K2, it's probably not.
Yeah, definitely not as good.
Let's see what they resource here. I think they both have decent hands. Both of them starting out with Battlefield Marine. Fleet Lieutenant and Wing Leader on Davis's side is really solid.
Yeah, Wing Leader is just like we've seen that snowball like turn 2s basically in every mirror match that we've seen. So
yep.
I think I almost wonder now, like if you hard mulligan for Wing Leader, it just seems so good.
Yeah. Dhaus has a less efficient hand. I think red 3 gets wiped pretty quickly in most matches. Getting rid of the Rebel Assault over the 4 cause is really interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's prioritizing the end of game reach.
Rebel Assault really, I think, helps keep the initiative, and 4 cause, I believe, does not.
Yep.
And you don't really need 4 cause early. You kind of want that later to close the game out or something.
100%. Yeah, you're not playing that anytime within the first 4 turns.
No.
3 turns at least.
But David does get to go first here, and as we've seen, whoever goes first in this matchup usually does very well. At least gets to get ahead.
Is the Wing Leader going to get resourced? Okay. Fleet Lieutenant gets resourced instead. I'm kind of surprised by that as well. I mean, Davis is going second, so he's going to want to lane dodge, so he does want to keep both of the 2 drops. But I would have been tempted to resource red 3 instead of Fleet Lieutenant there.
Yeah, it's interesting. At least being able to go X-Wing into Wing Leader into red 3 if your opponent has no space is really good.
That is pretty brutal to face.
Got the medal
And the medal
ceremony. Got
ceremony. Here we go.
The Sabine probably goes into resources here, and For a Cause probably hits the resources here.
I sure hope so, David.
I hope so for David's sake, because he's never gonna live this down. I don't know what he's thinking so hard about. What's taking him so long to make this decision? There's one choice here, and it's not the A-wing you're about to do. Oh, here we go.
Watch him resource the A-wing. I can't wait. Do it. Oh my god.
I mean, A-wing's probably also fine.
But it's more fun to roast him.
Yeah, you're right. He does have an X-wing out there, so the A-wing. I mean, the A-wing doesn't die to it.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, he can ECL the A-wing, I guess, if he really wanted to.
Yeah, fair.
You can ECL.
It's better
Red
than
3? Like,
keeping the For a Cause at this point, I think. He is going to ECL the Red 3.
If at the very end of this game, David is still holding on to 2 For a Causes.
ECLing the Red 3 is slightly better than ECLing A-wing, because at least when he does it in return to David, then he's taking 2 damage instead of 1.
True.
But it's almost still nebulous at that point.
Yeah.
Fleet Lieutenant and Sabine. Let's see. We're going to be at 4 resources. You don't have any other 2 costs in hand.
Please resource the 4 cause. Oh yeah, I guess if
Sabine,
he's playing something that costs 3 regardless, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think I'm fine with that.
I think
resource.
the Echo-based Defender is better than Sabine there, because Echo-based Defender can take a hit from Leader Sabine and not die.
True, it does do that, and it keeps them from being able to go face. But also, if you're thinking next turn you're going to be playing a 2 cost and a 3 cost, then maybe Sabine is fine to keep.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I probably would have resourced a 4 cost there, played the Echo-based Defender this turn, and then next turn play Sabine and Fleet Lieutenant.
I think David is way too honed in on keeping these 4 costs.
Yeah, I mean, it is at this point the path he's chosen. And
So you better lean into it. Here comes the Wing Leader. Got a big Sabine to deal with.
Leader Sabine is just so nasty.
So now Echo-based Defender does not survive an attack from Sabine.
Yeah, but it
does still saves you a lot of damage.
Prevents 4 damage.
And it hits for 4 back to Sabine, which is pretty significant.
Yeah, because then, well, he's spent ECL already, but if you'd had, K2 with ECL dealing 3 overwhelm, that feels pretty good.
It wouldn't have been 3, but now he would at least have less health would have to choose through, because Sabine has the experience.
Yeah.
Wing Leader, still a good card here, but this is going to be a tough spot.
Yeah, that medal ceremony last turn.
Very solid.
That's a big if you're watching this and you're not convinced about medal ceremony yet,
at least in the
I don't know what to tell you. In the mirror, especially.
In the mirror.
Especially in the mirror.
Spec Force Soldier, you probably put away here. Like, the only thing you would be worried about is Bright Hope, and you don't have anything in your, Echo-based Defender, whatever, but at least you can trade a Battlefield Marine into it.
Mm-hmm.
Bright Hope would be the big thing, and you're not worried about that. So I think Spec Force Soldier is a good one to resource here. And you probably go like Wing Leader and Sabine this turn, maybe For a Cause. I doubt it though. You'd rather have board presence. The bad thing is he's taking 5, 6 from Sabine. No, 7 from Sabine.
It's a lot.
10 with Wing Leader, and then 1, 2, 3, 13 total. He's gonna be at if he has
14.
no 4 causes.
I think it's 14 because the raid on Red 3. It's
so 7 on Sabine.
That's just I mean
3 for Wing Leader, and then 3 for Red 3, so 13 total.
Because Davis has 2 4 causes in hand now too.
Yep. So unless he's able to defeat something here, which he can't.
How much damage can David do? He could take 3 actions to deal, in theory, 12 damage, 10 damage, but that's not enough.
No.
And I think Davis has enough actions can kill David in faster actions, fewer actions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that Sabine's hitting for a lot.
Such a chunk.
Yep. 7 damage. Brutal.
Ouch.
So if David hits both 4 causes which he can't even play both. He only has 5 resources.
Yeah.
So you swing in for 3.
Yeah, he needs to hit with Sabine and then play for a cause, basically. But he's not going to have time.
Nope, he's not.
There is the chance that Davis could miss.
Does red 3 hit for 4 there?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was 14 total.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So the wing leader here is an interesting choice because
Now he's swinging for 1, 2, 3,
I think
4,
the
5.
only out you have here is swinging with Sabine and then crossing your fingers that your opponent doesn't hit for 4 on their 4 cause.
Yeah.
Because if you put your opponent to 21, they're then forced to try and kill you before you kill them. So.
Yep.
And is it gonna be a full 4? Does he show the rest of the cards?
It doesn't matter because he only needs to do 1.
Well, he only needs to do 1 here, but if David had took the other line, then it would have mattered. It would have mattered.
Yeah, it would have.
That's wild. Crazy.
Well, what can we say? David's trash. Absolute trash.
Man, what a crazy game.
Those are at least good games to commentate over. So yeah, congratulations to Tower number 9 for knocking Unplayable out of the tournament. David, got nothing for you. Head back to camp.
Sending you away for some private tutoring.
Got nothing.
In reality,
for you.
though, I'm glad that Unplayable got knocked out because it would be very weird to win our own event that we put on just for funsies. So
for sure.
we get to highlight some newer creators and creators that maybe our audience hasn't seen quite as much yet. So
absolutely. So let's go ahead and hear from our competitors post game.
I don't know if that was green bean casserole. That more felt like mama making you eat your veggies at the dinner table when you were a kid. So, yeah, Davis got the win. Man, mad props to him. He got it there. I was feeling good winning game 1. Got those Fleet Lieutenants out quick. Double Fleet Lieutenant is so good. But alas, in game 3, ambushing my red 3 in, and then he ambushed his red 3, and then I couldn't kill his red 3, so he was getting all this extra damage out there. I was holding on to the double 4 cause, hoping I could finish it out with double 4 cause, but it just took too many actions to pull that off, so was not going to happen. But it was as aggro versus aggro as aggro versus aggro gets. Well, I'm excited to watch the finals. Good luck to Davis and whoever you end up playing, but it was fun. We did talk for 20 minutes after the match about how to sideboard for that aggro versus aggro matchup, and I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.
All right, we did it. That was an intense match there. But, we went to 3 games, and I think in all 3 games, both players were pretty close to lethal at the time that the other player managed to get the win. So, shout out for Dhaus for some fun games. Happy to succeed and move on to the finals, which I believe is also going to be a Sabine mirror. So, we'll see how we do. My earlier thought that I was going to be able to be aggro into a control meta was definitely wrong. So, we'll see how this final aggro mirror treats me.
So Tower number 9 going to the finals. Will he be able to defeat his opponent? Who is his opponent? I don't know, because I don't know what order these videos are going out in. But stay tuned for the finals, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you Dhaus for participating. Go check out Unplayable if you haven't. They're trash. See y'all on the next one.